the video up so I can see comments and respond to them. Here we go. Okay. It's muted, yay! Okay. Okay, welcome Colin, welcome Anshal. Okay, so just like the other two signs today, we're going to be doing a general predictions for the month of October, specifically for Aquarius. So this reading is a general predictions reading. We're not focusing on anything specific in terms of love, finances, etc. We'll just see what comes through. But Gemini's reading just changed everything. So we'll see what happens for you, Aquarius. We'll just try our best. Okay. Let's start by pulling 3 oracle cards from this oracle deck to tell us the 3 main themes that Aquarius can expect to experience in the month ahead. So Spirit, Aquarius specifically, what is going on for Aquarius in the month of October? What is going on for Aquarius in the month of October? Oh, we have fertilizing, the number 10. Interesting. Okay. Ow. We also have goddess, the number 14. You're in a very Empress energy. Regardless of gender, I'm just feeling like this strong desire to grow and nurture something. I see things coming to a head for you in October. Either something that you've been waiting for is going to like materialize, or it's more this feeling of like a culmination, which helps inspire you to take your next steps in a different direction. I almost feel, I am jumping the gun here, just picking things up intuitively, but I almost feel like you're going to start to think a lot bigger than what you have been. Something is going to inspire you in October to maybe go, actually, I think I could do better. I think I could do more. I think I could grow more. So it's interesting how it was kind of in the back of your mind, but in October, something's going to happen that will really inspire you to take things to the next level. We'll get Tarot to clarify what that is, but I'm just picking up on this overall theme of you eclipsing, or eclipsing seems to be the word for the month ahead, on you kind of breaking the mold and trying to get things happening in a different way to what you originally expected. Maybe you were playing it safe up until now, and October, it seems to be the month of you trying to break out of something. So we also have Flower Crown coming out for you as your last theme. So interesting numbers. Let's talk about those first. You have teen numbers, if that makes sense. You have the number 10, 12, 14. And I feel like all of this is kind of talking about, first of all, things coming to a head with that fertilizing, but also a moment of reflection with that number 12 and considering like, should I maybe do something different now? Have I peaked in this specific area? Do I need to start thinking bigger? And then with the number 14, there's a strong feeling of confirmation in the month ahead that tells you, yes, you are definitely capable of taking on more, especially because this is the goddess card. The number 14 card is a strong feeling of like, you shouldn't be dimming your light, you shouldn't be settling for less. I do think that for some of you, this involves transitioning into a different work situation that is more accommodating for your needs, or just recognizing how what you're currently in is not the best situation for you. You could do better, you could have more. At the back of the deck, we have Sacred Waters, the number 35. So I do see this beautiful energy around you, this strong feeling of protection and this strong feeling of, you know what? Like, I can't help but feel like, I don't know if you've ever done this. I grew up around rivers and creeks, and I used to love lying like this. And you can literally feel like the only person on the planet when you're in that kind of energy, lying on your back, the water's kind of in your ears so you can't hear everything. I just feel like you've got a big head in a good way. Like your ego's a bit inflated for some reason, but it's not unrealistic. It's this strong feeling of actually maybe you have been deflating who you are to kind of fit into your environment. So the sacred waters is this strong feeling of support in something that you really want to do. So let's talk about your first theme though. Let's dive into the nitty gritty, get some specific predictions. We have fertilizing. I really feel like that theme has a lot to do with something materializing that you've been waiting for, or like ticking a box and going, okay, that was fun, I guess. Like it finally has happened. Now what? There's this strong feeling of where are we going next with that card. So what's happening with this fertilizing card for Aquarius in the month ahead? We have the Nine of Potions reversed. The bottom of that fertilizing card says, be mindful of what you feed your soul. So that's interesting. I almost feel like some of you are looking around and going, you know what? Maybe I haven't been aspiring to do the right things. Like I almost feel like, and this is really common with people that have Aquarius placements, maybe your point of reference was a little less than what you give yourself credit for, either because you were seeking inspiration from someone that you've now outgrown, or because what you put your mind to was too realistic, too achievable. Now that you've done it, what are you going to do next? Definitely a lot of thinking with the King of Needles coming out. That's the King of Swords. Potions are cups as well. So we have the Nine of Cups reversed. What else can you tell us about this fertilizing? We have the Two of Potions. Okay, Two of Cups. At the back of the deck is the Tower card. So what I can tell you about this theme is you're not going to make a rash decision. You're going to spend a lot of time thinking about it. You're going to be very careful. Welcome, you guys. You're going to be very careful about what you choose to do, because you're not going to make it an impulsive decision. You want it to be logical at the very least, but you want to feel confident in what you do. I definitely see you needing to make a choice about how to get out of something, if that makes sense. So I see you coming up with a plan with this King of Needles. I also see you having a heart-to-heart conversation with somebody and trying to compromise. For example, if you do want to leave a situation, I almost see them trying to go, well, Aquarius, like what would it take to keep you? What do you need to be comfortable? And with that Nine of Potions reversed, I could even see how a lot of this is just coming from my mental health hasn't been great. Like I'm not happy doing this. I feel like this is a very draining situation and I need to focus more on my well-being. You're not kind of, even if it is a job situation, it's not coming from a position of like, you know what, I could earn more by doing this instead. It's more so about taking care of your feelings, your emotions, your well-being. And so I do think that this fertilizing energy could materialize as temporary time off in October. But even if you try to just take a quick break, it's not going to make that thought go away. You're going to come back from your break and you're going to go, you know what, I need to make some bigger changes. And I do see a compromise here with the Two of Cups, but I also feel like the right person isn't going to restrict you. The person who you're going to listen to, in terms of the one that gives you advice, will be the one who says, Aquarius, just do what's best for you at the end of the day. And this feels more like a loved one, not a co-worker, if that makes sense. It feels like someone who actually just wants the best for you, saying like, at the end of the day, you do what's best for you. Don't worry about us. Don't worry about this. And I think the Tower is foreshadowing some serious sudden change eventually, but I also feel like a lot of you are going to delay that. You're not going to rush into that because you don't want to be impulsive. The Knight of Needles reversed, you don't want to be impulsive. You also may be waiting for inspiration on what you should do next. You don't just want to go from something into nothing. You want to have a backup option, or you want to feel inspired to take action. So let us see if there's anything we need to clarify for Aquarius. Is there anything I've missed with this fertilizing energy? We have the Wheel of Fortune reversed. Yeah, you're feeling like whatever the situation is, It has come to a head. You have to do what's best for you. You're in an unfortunate situation, but you're also feeling like the time isn't right to make drastic change. What else do you need to tell Aquarius Spirit? The Three of Cups reversed. I do think that you're worried about what other people may think, or it's more about you may have an emotional responsibility to be there as well. Take that if it resonates, but I'm seeing friendship playing a role in this, which is why I think you need to be careful about who you get advice from, because the right person isn't going to make you feel guilty for wanting to leave. They're going to go, wow, Aquarius, you talking about your feelings, that's a big deal. Something's not right, you know? Do what's best for you. Don't worry about us. The Star card reversed. I definitely feel hesitancy. I definitely feel like you're worried about your future, but you're more worried about going back into something that you've recently escaped in your past. You don't want to go back into that bad situation, so you're trying to keep moving forward. The Chariot upright. This is interesting because at the end of the day, you're going to take action. It's just a matter of when for you. When is the right time? And so you're going to put a lot of thought into that. You're going to need to get advice from the right people with the Hierophant, and you're going to need to feel supported as well. You don't want to just jump into nothing. You want to feel like you're going from one safe thing to another safe thing. The Hierophant reverse could be talking about needing professional advice, someone looking over a contract for some of you, looking for a way out, but it more so feels like structure and taking the right steps to the next thing. So what is the advice here for Aquarius? What is the right thing for Aquarius? The right thing for Aquarius. What is the advice for Aquarius? I was reading the chat and the word right came into my mind. We have awakening. So this card says energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. We also have take a break, and this came out, so it could be your extended Anshal. This came out in the other group, the other sign. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. So I feel like your advice here is definitely to take a break in October. If you've been working hard, or if you've been putting a lot of energy into something or someone, it's definitely time in October to give yourself a break and to take that short little break to get your head together, to get your feelings back in the right calibration, because I almost feel like you need that little break to kind of get out of the environment and really understand how you're feeling and what you want to do. But awakening here is talking about upgrades. It's talking about energetic upgrades, but it's saying a new way of being and integration. So the idea of this card is the energy was always there. We're just awakening to it. We're just realizing now, like, dang, we could have more. We could do more. We could be a part of something different. So it does feel like it may be a slower process. It may not happen in October, but the awareness of the fact that things could change for you in a big way, but in a more positive way, is happening in October. Your awareness of the fact that the situation is changing is coming in October. And I definitely see a short-term break for you over here, because the goal is to take care of your mental health, your well-being, and just making sure that you're not burning too much into something that isn't worth all of that energy as well. I feel like this is always going to be there in some way. Like, it almost feels like data entry work, you know, like the numbers are always going to be there. Just give yourself time out. Let somebody else do it and you take your time out for the time being. So let's have a look at your next theme. We have goddess energy over here, the number 14. 14 is temperance in traditional tarot. And I can't help but feel like you're just getting to this new space of feeling like, you know what? Like, and that's what this card says. Make sure to feel it in your bones, for you are what you believe. So I really feel like there's this moment that happens to you, Aquarius, in October that makes you realize, like, dang, I've outgrown my point of reference. Like, I am the god, the goddess. And I'm not trying to be blasphemous here, but I just feel like your sense of self maybe you had not been seeing yourself clearly. And in October, I mean, all the air signs are getting a strong confidence boost. You are no exception. What is going on with this goddess energy for Aquarius? Why are they feeling so amazing? Not that there's anything wrong with that, but where is it coming from, Spirit? What is this goddess energy? Oh, it could be an ex. An ex maybe making you realize, like, damn, my point of reference was way off. I am so much more than what I was clinging on to, than what I was settling for. But we have the Knight of Needles coming up in the reverse position. Okay. The first card that came out for you was the Lovers card. Okay, that was hidden, so I just saw it myself. We also have the Three of Needles, the Three of Swords reversed. Interesting. The Ten of Candles, so that's the Ten of Wands. And the Ace of Candles. Okay, when one door closes, another door opens for you, Aquarius. Literally. That might be your heading. I think that's going to be your title. When one door closes, another door opens. I definitely see you making a big decision in October that keeps coming back. So we're going to stick to that main message. However, the way that this decision is playing out in this theme is that it is a difficult decision. You have to have a difficult conversation with somebody about this. And it does feel like a separation of some sorts. You kind of putting your foot down a little bit and going, you know what? This is what I want to do. It may not be in your best interest, but I need to do this for me. Otherwise, I will regret it. The other scenario I see is that someone is coming back to you and saying, Aquarius, I didn't handle this well. I could have done better. I should have done better. And they're the ones who are saying, like, I made the wrong choice with the Three of Swords reversed. But I feel like from your point of view, you're feeling like, I need to start choosing me with this Lovers card. I need to start doing things that are for my highest good. And this is very tentative for you. You may spend all of October planning this, and then in the last day on Halloween, when you're having your little Halloween get together, or when kids are coming and knocking on your door, you might turn around and go, I'm out. Here's all the candy, like, I need to do this for me now. With the 10 of Candles, you've hit your breaking point. I see you realizing that you've taken on too much responsibility in some area of your life, and it's getting to the point where you need more outlets for yourself. You need that passion again. You need that creativity again. You need that sense of purpose again. And so I see this Ace of Candles as you definitely staying true to something that you believe in, but also giving yourself the chance to try something that you believe in, regardless of the fact that you may have other responsibilities. In fact, I see you kind of delegating and going, you know what, this wasn't my job in the beginning anyway. Like, this is yours. This is on you. You're the one that wanted this type of feeling. For some of you, take it as it resonates, but I see you separating yourself from someone or from something. And it feels like when one door closes, another door opens. You're feeling optimistic about this. You're feeling like, okay, like, this is clearly just, it wasn't meant to work this way. It's time to try something new. And I feel like the Lovers is here because it's your choice. Let's see what else we can get about this energy. Spirit, is there any other messages for the Goddess energy? Any other messages? Oh my god, that's crazy. Colin, you're freaking me out. That is wild. These live streams are wild. Okay. Let's get some confirmation, please, Spirit. What else does Aquarius need to know about this Goddess energy? I feel it in my bones, yeah. Oh, wow. We have the Devil card at the back of the deck. Okay. We got to get out of this. We got to get out of this. We have the Ace of Discs coming out, and that's coming from a Capricorn. I live in Devil energy, but this is too much. We have the Six of Cups, and we have the Seven of Pentacles reversed. So the way that I interpret this Devil energy is it feels oppressive. It also feels like it's an overbearing sense of responsibility, and it feels like it's taking away from you in order to give to someone else. Like, it feels like the kind of stuff that people do when it's like, they almost make a game out of it. Like, oh, it's your turn to do that. I already did it, you know? And you're standing there like, no, you didn't. But at the same time, it's so playful, it's so manipulative, it's hard to be. So I almost feel like you do need to almost stand up for yourself here, and get out of the situation. But I want to say, with the Ace of Discs, the Six of Cups, and the Seven of Pentacles reversed, it's clear that you're going from one thing into another. You're not going to feel like you're in the lurch, like you're in the dark. I see a new opportunity here that has a lot of promise. With the Ace of Discs, money could be involved. It could be very promising though. And it's a strong feeling of having something tangible to start on next. It's exciting as well with that Ace of Wands. But the Ace of Discs tells me the main reason we're able to get out of this situation, this Seven of Pentacles, is because we have something else lined up. So I definitely feel like you're uprooting and you're taking yourself away from something that has been oppressive. I also want to say, with that Goddess energy and the Six of Cups, there is a strong feeling of you being supported, in terms of emotionally supported. Like, I see other people backing you if that's what you're worried about. But I also see you having emotional support through this process. You're not needing to do this alone. There's a strong feeling of connection here. A kindred energy of like, at the end of the day, we got you. And I want to clarify that. Who is this Six of Cups? The Emperor reversed could be a parent stepping in, a boss. It almost feels like someone whose support you need. Like, without them it would feel too cut and dry, if that makes sense. Like, it just helps to have that person of importance say, Aquarius, like, you got this, you're doing the right thing. Their stamp of approval means a lot to you subjectively. With the Queen of Goblets being here, I definitely see a lot of compassion on your side. You don't leave on bad terms. You leave with a feeling of like, at the end of the day, like, this is just what I had to do. No hard feelings. What is the advice here for Aquarius with the Goddess card? Oh, double mission. Yeah, you definitely have to be the bigger person in this situation, but I do see it playing out well for you. It's good karma for you. You've got this beautiful new opportunity. It's good karma. At the back of the deck, we have what is not aligned or needs to change. Align your life. So I definitely see changes. I see that coming because of how you see yourself in October. You are this ethereal being, this god/goddess, and you are feeling like you can do what you believe. The other cards we have for you did come out for the other air signs, so we're getting double messages here for those who have been watching a lot. But we have Pleiades, channeling and uplifting humanity, double mission. We also have the ever unfolding rose. Cracked open, it's happening for you, not to you. So I see a teachable moment here for sure. I see you being the bigger person, but I see you feeling good about that. You're able to get out of the situation, so there's no hard feelings, but there is a feeling of like you inspiring other people in this process. People looking at you and going, wow, so that's what can happen. You know, Aries is showing us what can happen if you put your mind to something, but also if you recognize that you aren't being treated the way that you deserve to be treated. That's what this kind of feels like. People are learning from you here. And I feel like you're taking a situation and you're turning it into something that can grow better for you. So it does feel like a good transition for you in the month of October. Starting with that awareness, that realization, and then progressing into better growth, as well as the strong confirmation of I deserve more and I'm going to get more because a new opportunity is opening for me. So that's what I'm seeing with Goddess. Let's have a look at this flower crown now. That number 12. It says, wear your power proudly and unapologetically, for it is your birthright and it is eternal like the soul. Crazy. Wow. wild, wild. I almost feel like you are kind of, I don't know. I'm getting a specific message, like this is probably going to apply to people who see this after the fact. Like I don't think these people are in the live, but I feel like for those who have been considering starting their own business or who have been struggling with their own business, there is a transition that you're making that's going to make it more achievable from a mental standpoint. I feel inspiration coming your way that's going to help cultivate an idea that is lucrative. And I think that's what was missing. You have the skills, but you were missing like, well, what do we do with this? How do we market this? Or how do we turn this into something that can make money? So I feel that happening, but I think that October is the month of realizing that. The actual time for doing will probably happen in the next 3 months. Christmas and Thanksgiving will slow you down if you're in America. But I just think that in terms of like, we don't celebrate Thanksgiving in Australia, so that's not going to apply to Australians. But I just feel like there is this feeling of transitioning into more of like a self, like I can be independent and take initiative without needing to rely on other people. That's what it kind of feels like. And I see you getting that clarity in October. You're just struggling to get it into the mechanics of like, okay, well, how do I get this out there now? So I do see movement in November for you. It just feels like the holidays slow you down a little bit, mostly because it's distracting. But I also think you could use the holidays to help market your business and really get it out there, because that's when people, like from a logical standpoint, that's when people are spending money. So it's up to you. But let's talk about this flower crown real quick on my days. What a tangent. What is going on with this flower crown? We have the sun reversed. Interesting. We also have the Empress reversed. Oops. What is this flower crown about? We have the World card reversed. Thank you guys for following through in the chat and helping each other out. I have done the other signs. They should be on my channel. In between doing Aquarius, I had a look and I realized that some of them were still processing, but they should be up now. I've just got to fix the thumbnails a little bit. But we'll do that after. We'll finish Aquarius's reading first. So at the back of the deck, we have the Strength card reversed. Okay. You got a lot of major arcana here. First of all, I'm hearing milestones, but I'm also feeling movement. And movement seems to be the key word for a lot of air signs. In October, we are going to be in Libra, which is an air energy. But I just feel like the way that this movement is very mental for you. Like a lot of M's here. The thing about this flower crown energy is it does feel like a birthright. It feels like you being proud and you realizing what you have and that it deserves to be seen and that it deserves to be a proud part of your identity. But the tarot is telling me otherwise. The tarot is telling me that we're dimming our light and we're feeling really kind of like under the weather and just kind of, and it could be as the seasons change as well, depending on where you're at in this beautiful world, you're feeling a little less than your usual zesty self. But I am seeing a little bit of like sadness and pessimism tinging your usual bright self. And it's creating this feeling of kind of those things that you are putting your mind to and the changes and the transitions that you are making. You are struggling to kind of get them into their little practical boxes. Like I see you having trouble with like daily tasks or just like doing things to the plans that you've set. And it feels more with the Empress reversed, like the little things, like say you in October, you really want to book that trip, but you're having a hard time staying focused on, researching or finding that accommodation and, getting those little things done so that you can appreciate this trip away, this quick break. I almost feel like you're going to struggle with routine a little bit here. And with the World card reversed, please see it as temporary. Please see it as something that is an indication of you needing to slow down in general, and an indication of you needing to be a little bit more patient and kind to yourself, because the World card reverse can sometimes come up when we're being too strict and structured to the point where we're punishing ourselves unnecessarily. Like, I almost feel like this is the case of you being a natural being. With the Sun reversed, if you need time out, you need time out. If you're having a hard time and your mental health just isn't as amazing as it could be, then it's just a natural process of being a bit patient and kind to yourself until you feel a little bit better. Because this could even be like a common cold slowing you down a little bit, you know? Whatever it is, it doesn't need to be a big deal, but it should be something that you give yourself time to get through, if that makes sense. I definitely feel like it's going to impact your routine and your small tasks. The things like picking your clothes up off the floor, you know, that sort of stuff. For some of you, even just remembering to brush your teeth. Like, it feels like it's not as big of a deal as it should be. I mean, I'm not a dentist, clearly. A dentist would tell you brushing your teeth is a huge deal, but I just think you're being very hard on yourself here, very heavy expectations on yourself. And when you need to slow down and when you need to take some time out to be unapologetically yourself, as you currently are, you're going to be very hard on yourself about it, is what I feel. And maybe unnecessarily kind of like the way that you turn on yourself is a little bit intense, and it's not exactly warranted. I feel like the energy here with the Empress reversed is that you need to take a little bit of time out in order to grow better. And that's what this feels like. And this isn't coming from a judgmental point of view, because like this is a very relatable feeling, but it just feels like that World card reverse being a little bit unnecessarily hard on ourselves here as we struggle to kind of do these things that we usually do easily, if that makes sense. Is there anything I'm missing with this flower crown, Spirit, for Aquarius? What is all of this energy about? Especially with the Strength card reversed, you feel frustrated because this should be easy, but for some reason it's feeling hard. It's feeling difficult for you. We have the Knight of Blades coming out, it's the Knight of Swords, and we have Judgment reversed. So Judgment reversed is your past coming back to haunt you in some way. Some realization, some idea, some profound information that you already knew, but it's coming back because we have to readdress it. That's made it more confusing. What is this flower crown about? Two of Pentacles. There's your daily tasks again. The day-to-day, your routine, balancing things out to stay on top of things. I just think like with October, you may need to restructure the way that you've been doing things to give yourself that break that we were talking about. And I do think that the goal here isn't to see it as a sign of weakness, to not get too disappointed. It's more about like, this is well overdue with Judgment reverse. This is something that needs to happen in October. You can't delay it any further. When you look at the calendar, we've got some of the busiest months of the year coming up. October would be a really good month to take some time off, Aquarius, especially with the Knight of Blades. I do see you needing to take quick action, and just needing to communicate as well so that you feel less guilty, because there was a feeling of guilt here as well. Remember, your power, wear your power proudly and unapologetically, for it is your birthright and it is eternal like the soul. I feel like what you're doing is something that you're entitled to have, but you're feeling guilty for doing it, which it feels like taking time off in a corporate setting. You know, you feel guilty for doing it. But I feel like you need that. And this is something with Judgment here that's going to keep being an issue until we address it. With the Knight of Discs at the back of the deck, just plan it really well to help give you peace of mind. Make sure that you're thinking more long term instead of short term. Short term, you're taking a couple days off. Long term, there are 365 days in the year. It's okay to take a few of those days off. What is the advice here with this theme for Aquarius? Very interesting. What is the advice here with this theme for Aquarius? We have a pillar of light. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. We also have boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? So that is very clear advice, the boundaries card. I don't think I need to over-explain that. I feel like the reason why we're feeling guilty and we're struggling to kind of grow in this situation is because we may be needing to put better boundaries in place so that we're not burning out and so that we are shining to the best of our ability and honoring our natural emotions. Because the thing about that Sun card reversed is it feels like you're just having an off day, but you really hold it against yourself, or you're in a situation where you feel like you need to hold it against yourself. So that boundaries card, we shouldn't have to over explain medical reasons, for example. If you need to take a medical day off or time off, or if you need to kind of distance yourself from certain social obligations because work has been really busy, or because you're genuinely just feeling a little meh and under the weather, then you should feel like you can do that without having to over-explain yourself. I do think with the pillar of light, this is a strong feeling of you going and within and just taking some time to yourself in October so that you can keep growing and shining. I also see inspiration coming from your kind of stillness. You're not going to get the inspiration you seek in a moment of busyness where you're overworked and depleted. You almost need time to recharge and to connect with your well-being in order to get that inspiration that you're seeking. So that's what I'm seeing for you overall, Aquarius. It's a very interesting month ahead for you. October, I feel, is a lot about redirection. I definitely feel like you're switching lanes in specifically work. Work kept coming through. But I think that the goal here is for you to think bigger. You may have been cutting yourself short a little bit. You are a lot more evolved or more capable than what you realized, and October is going to show that to you. October is going to really help you realize that you've got this in the bag with progression. You've definitely peaked in an area and it's time to keep growing elsewhere. I also see you needing to take some time off so that you don't burn out, or at least giving yourself healthy breaks in between. Your routine is something you're going to be really hard on yourself with, but I do think you need to be patient with the fact that you're readjusting in some way. And it feels like your mental health is going to take a little bit of a blow if you're really self-critical. So be careful about being too self-critical. Be very patient with yourself, please. But that's what I'm seeing for you overall. It's been a pleasure to read for you. I wish you a prosperous, abundant month ahead, and I shall hopefully connect with you in another video. I'm going to let this video process and update the thumbnail a little bit, the description box a little bit, and you can come back and watch it anytime. Otherwise, stay tuned for our mid-month love predictions readings from the middle of October until the middle of November. And yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you, Aquarius. Sending so much love your way, and I shall connect with you in another video. Bye!